Previously on Fasrcape.
G'day, my name's Guy Gross, I'm a composer on Fasrcape, and this is a really interesting episode, the last one of Season 4. As you probably know, that opening was my theme, the opening of the theme, which was an adaptation from the original theme by Subvision. The images, you also probably realise, are a few frames from every single episode in the 4 seasons prior to Fasrcape, so quite a feast for the eyes to take in. Probably don't see everything, but it's a great thing to go through one by one and remember every episode. I had to extend the theme a little bit to get our final cut, and I rearranged it somewhat, so I took elements from the original thing. I think I kept the drums and a few other things, but added a little bit to sort of just give it that fresh sound for this particular episode, and also to make it a little bit more like score rather than theme. I don't think I used the vocals, those sort of things. So a lot of fun. What's interesting about this episode for me is this fantastic opening sequence. It sort of jumps between time, forward and back, left and right, and it's just so beautifully written and so beautifully directed. For me, it took quite a few viewings as a composer to digest what was going on and which was the best way to approach it synthetically, musically. There's sort of highs and lows that are really important when I finally understood the whole balance of it all, that the music needs to follow. And I think we've come up with a fantastic opening sequence that, fantastic in not an energetic or dynamic way, but in just a gorgeous construction that really draws you through the sequence. Have a look at it a bit.
Your infantile obsession with betrayal is misplaced, John.
Scorpius actually said that.
Can you believe the son of a bitch did actually say that?
Look past my actions towards my goal. Our common goal.
He leads Braca and a damn command carrier here, and no, I have an infantile obsession with betrayal.
Should you initiate starburst, your ship will be crippled. If Scorpius is harmed in any way, the Leviathan will be destroyed.
We have Braca sitting on our front doorstep, issuing threats with one hand and scaring messages with the other. But no, I'm sorry, it's not a betrayal.
Do you believe them?
Yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
Look, I can understand if you didn't want to, but it is possible that they're telling the truth. Crazy as it sounds, that the message was
intercepted from the decimated Scaran base on Katratzi.
So the score's got to do so many things on different levels. So it's talking about the angst that Crichton's actually speaking about, and then it's still got to score the things that he's actually speaking about. So when we cut to them and see what they're doing, we've got to also make sure the score is following that. So it's telling a couple of stories at once, and it's a blast to do. And you can only do this sort of thing when the conception of the whole sequence is pretty much flawless. And this one was just put together so beautifully.
They're gonna go because I told them their flowers were there.
That being the case, perhaps we should set aside how we feel about Scorpius and listen to what he's proposing.
No, absolutely not. No, he's manipulated us, Aaron. He manipulates everything. This, us. From the first moment we met, the man has done nothing but lie to us.
I know, but what if the Scarans are heading to Earth? What if they really are? What else did he say to you?
I assure you I had nothing to do with this, John. That said, reality presents opportunity, John.
So there I did the turn for Scorpius, and when we cut back to John, it also scores the angst that's going on for him. So, paralleling each storytelling, the Crichton storytelling and also the Scorpius storytelling. So, just a terrific journey.
I can destroy the wormhole. Seal of birth.
You can do that.
Yes, no, maybe again. The knowledge is there. It's just not in the correct order.
All right, but what if they make it there before you? What if they beat you there? Happens to your family, everyone.
Make a decision, John. You have nothing to fear from this commitment.
It's a big commitment. Either one.
So you're...
What?
afraid? Of commitment?
Hey, wait a minute. Did she hesitate like that, or was that just you doing that now?
And here's that third level of storytelling. So now we're seeing Crichton and Dargo talking about the story he was talking about and the images of that story. So it's just such a fantastic multi-layered thing. Musically, some of the things I do, this whole sort of simple harmonic shifts to tell different things, I'll demonstrate. If you listen to that sort of sequence carefully, each chord could be telling you something else. And that's the kind of progression I do under dialogue, where, as so often is the case, Crichton may be saying, one big picture thing, but within what he's saying, he's turning positive, he's turning dark, he's giving us hope, he's giving us loss. And those kind of chords enable me to say all those things, to go positive for a second, but then no, something's still going bad. So it's a really simple musical device, and it doesn't bring attention to itself, which is really important to sort of stay away from the actual physical sound of the dialogue, but it does help the audience understand the story that's going on.
Earth is not ready.
Will they ever be?
One day. Maybe.
So you got out of it?
Oh, please.
No, really, because, if she paused like that...
I don't want to talk about it.
So what do we do?
We hope. We hope that I can figure out how to destroy the wormhole. Otherwise, all the bad things happen. And it'll be my fault.
Well, I'm with you.
Good job. Always position yourself so they have to come to you.
Jana, this isn't about us.
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
And then finally it all comes together, and now we're in real time. So everything prior to this, I'm guessing 4 or 5 minutes sequence, is storytelling, juxtaposition of times, and now we all come together. So just a fantastic construction, and a joy to pull together musically and help us through that journey. It'd be an interesting piece to listen to on its own musically. Perhaps I'll put this on one of those special CDs, because I wonder whether you feel that travel in the music on its own when it's not hinged to the pictures. I don't actually write the stuff to be listened to on its own generally. As I say, I let the pictures lead the music. For me, that's infinitely more important, is to follow what I see on screen. So in this instance, such a big, fantastic sequence with such beautiful highs and lows. For me, just to follow that is a terrific joy. So enjoy the episode, quite a special one, and thanks for listening. Cheers.